Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Gemma and Rach Let's Chat podcast. And today we are taking it back to basics. We have had this podcast for a couple of years now and we've never actually done an episode dedicated to the one-to-one diet that we support people in losing weight with, and why we are so passionate about the plan, myth busting some of the preconceptions about the plan, and explaining how you can have the most success possible with the plan so that you're not trapped in that cycle of dieting year after year after year. So if you are ready, you know what to do. Pop on your headphones, link up the Bluetooth, grab a brew, and let's chat. Gem, I can't believe we've never done an episode, right, where we actually just talk about the plan and go back and explain why we love it, how it works, and why some of the preconceived ideas people have about the plan are maybe not warranted or maybe a bit skewed, and put people's mind at ease that actually this is a safe plan, this is an effective plan, and this is a plan that you can get the results that you want to get, not just for the short term, but for the long term.
And the fact that it's been hugely successful now for 40 years. You know, it's been going a long time. Yeah.
And I think sometimes people don't realise that, like, even that, you know, we are celebrating our 40th anniversary this year. And for a business, especially a weight loss brand, to have sustained 40 years of business and still be getting incredible results, you know, have been recognised by many different institutions, the NHS, Diabetes UK, the British Heart Foundation. Like, this plan really, really works. But it only works if you are following it as it is designed to be followed. And I think that's the problem a lot of the time. People maybe mess about a bit with it, or they don't do it as it's intended to be done. I'm guilty of that in the past. And therefore we don't get the results that are intended to be had. So we thought, let's strip it back. Let's take it right back to basics this week and give you a real understanding of the plan, how it works, and some of our key tips for having success with the plan from somebody who did it many times before I actually followed it properly. We're all guilty. We're all guilty with it.
I was going to say, that's so common.
It is really common. And it wasn't until I really stepped back and looked at, okay, what am I meant to be doing? Like, why does this work? What is the science behind it? That I kind of changed how I approach the plan. So let's take you back to the history of the plan. Now, I'm going to put some links in the show notes for this episode. So if you want to go and dive a little deeper, you can go down there, have a wee look through the links. We're going to give you an overview, but you can go and look into it a little bit more if you want to. But the plan itself, the one-to-one diet, was founded by Dr. Alan Howard back in the 60s. So he was one of the original pioneers of obesity research and founded the International Journal of Obesity, who spent 50 years at the University of Cambridge, most of it researching and devising the optimal weight loss diet. So over then the years that have followed, dozens of studies have been published on the core components of the one-to-one diet, one-to-one support, the products, the plan, consistently demonstrating the safety and efficiency of the plan. And like I said, there will be links in the show notes where you can find out more about the different studies that have taken place. But some studies that have taken place are the direct study. So that was based upon using the one-to-one diet products and the plan. And it's changed the way doctors and dietitians all around the world think about the reversal of diabetes, which is incredible. Like, to be, you know, with a brand that had such a pivotal, pivotal interest and pivotal, you know, I don't even know what I would think of.
I can't think of the word.
Moment in time when it came to the management and reversal of a condition that affects so many people. And then the NHS also piloted a study based upon the plan. So it based on the results of the direct study. The NHS and Diabetes UK then commissioned a pilot for type 2 diabetes remission with 5,000 patients using our products as well, which had incredible results. So there really is so much medical backing. You know, the plan was founded by a doctor who spent all of his career pretty much looking at obesity and obesity management. And then not only is that the foundation of the plan, they've continued to look into this and look at how this plan can be effective and how it can evolve and change to continue to provide incredible results. But the best thing is, it hasn't actually had to change that much. Like, the foundations of it were really strong. You know, that original work that Dr. Howard did, it's lasted the test of time, and it is, you know, still having incredible results to this day. Albeit, I'm not going to lie, I don't know how you did the plan back then with like 4 products, because the products are much, much better now.
Oh, so much better. Well, even when I did it 11 and a half years ago, it's changed so much since then. Just more choice. I mean, it's still the same. Like you say, it's still the same plan, but actually the evolvement of products and the variety that you can have. And the products are nice. They're so nice. They're enjoyable. Do you know what I mean? They are a nice meal replacement to have.
They're so nice.
A lot better than some.
Exactly. And I think what's really interesting about the studies that have been done, so our products and the plan were also used in the largest ever multinational study on diabetes prevention, which is like, that is a big thing to be able to say. Yeah. And of all of the studies that I've mentioned, they all resulted in over 10 kilos of weight loss. And in the most recent study, the droplet weight loss study, subjects again lost more than 10 kilos and improved multiple health markers. And the people that were involved in the study were so impressed with the diet plan that 62% of them continued the one-to-one diet at their own expense at the end of the study, and have maintained their weight loss for a 3rd year running. So not only did over half of the participants that were taking part in a study, they weren't, you know, it wasn't necessarily something that they had gone into look for a weight loss method themselves. Maybe they were referred in by their consultants, doctors, whoever. But 62% of them at the end of the study, when they had to put their hand in their own pocket and fork out for the products, decided to do it and have continued to have success with their weight loss. So for me, I think it's something that is not shouted about enough. We're guilty of it. We're guilty about not shouting about it enough, because we kind of know it. So we're like, we know that this plan is really good. But when you have people saying things like it's not safe, it's, you know, it's not recommended that you do it, actually, it's probably one of the most studied plans, and has been part of, like I said, the largest ever study on diabetes remission, which we know is just such a huge issue. I've got personal experience with diabetes. My mum was type 2 diabetic, and it, you know, I think sometimes we just think it means maybe your sugars are a bit off, or you know, we see like the people having to have maybe your leg amputated. We see these extreme cases, but actually the day-to-day management of type 2 diabetes and the impacts it can have are huge. And we know that a lot of people who end up having the condition or the disease, it is lifestyle factors that can play into that. So if we can, you know, either prevent, fantastic, or we've got it and we can help you in the reversal of that. Like, and that is so
I've had experience of that with a lot of my clients. You know, and I've had a lot of people come to me with type 2 diabetes, and then they've lost the weight, changed their lifestyle, done the plan properly, and reversed it has actually happened. You know, when you see it with your own eyes working for your clients, it's amazing. And they, you know, not having to inject themselves with insulin anymore. Like, I had a lady that's not had that for years, and to not have to do that anymore, she was like, you've changed my whole life. It's amazing. I think that's why we love what we do so much, because we see it from the personal experiences. And again, it's the support and the relationships you build having that consultant. I feel like it's the best thing in the world. I love it so much.
That's it. And the plan in itself is very unique in that from day one, you know, when the plan was in its infancy, so before the plan was commercialized, Dr. Howard obviously is not like a businessman per se. He formulated the plan, he devised the plan, he tested it, saw its success, and then the plan was then put forward for commercialization to be able to go out to a wider network of people. At the time, it was only being used kind of in hospitals to help patients that needed to lose weight for hip replacements or knee replacements, but risks were too high. We know that weight and BMI is a massive risk factor with anaesthetic and recovery. So once it then kind of went out to, you know, anyone can use this to help manage their weight, that was when obviously we got more products, but also he made a point to say, I'm not selling products. Yes, the products work, the products are good, but the products don't work without this really important element over here. It needs the support element. That's what's working. The people, the plan, the products, they come together, and that's where magic happens. And that, I think, can sometimes get lost a little bit because I think a lot of the time, from personal experience, is our ego and pride gets in the way. And we're like, I don't need help. I just need the products. I don't need your help to do it. And it's like, well, a Cambridge scientist and multiple different studies around the world have indicated that support is actually really important. But, you know, find your path in life. It's fine. But it is a really big point. And actually, when I did the plan with you, Jen, when I started it for the 6th time, using you, like, I used your support as it's meant to be used. You know, I was accountable. I had my check-ins. I had my calls. I didn't like just flake on you if things were hard. That was the biggest game changer for me. And every client I have ever got to goal, I've spoke to them every week without fail.
It's the ones that do book in for that accountability, isn't it?
Even if it's just hi Rach, you're right, yeah, I'm good, how are you? Yeah, not bad, I've got nothing to tell you. It's like,
I get it. I'm just plodding along, still doing it, sticking to plan, feeling really good. That's how it should be though. Positive, dare I say it, not easy, simple, you know, it's simple to follow. And actually it is just day in, day out, one day at a time. You're doing what you have to do. You've got it all laid out in front of you. It's the most simplest plan to follow because you don't have to think. The lower steps, that's what they're there for. You don't have to calorie count. You don't have to prep. You don't have to track. You just do what you're told for a period of time. Have those products which are enjoyable. They do fill you up. They do make you feel amazing. Do it for a period of time to get the weight off. It's a tool to get you from A to B. And then the next bit is where we obviously learn to change your actual habits and your lifestyle in general.
That's it. And I feel like with the plan, obviously we have 6 steps, but I think that you could almost like have an extra labels above steps, right? As obviously we've got the preparation step, which again, not many people know about or talk about, but if you know I'm going to be starting plan in 2 weeks' time, then your consultant will be able to talk you through, right, these are some changes that you should start looking to make so that the transition onto your step is a little bit smoother, side effects are a little bit less.
Don't go and eat everything you can the night before you start, which is what most people do, isn't it, Rachel?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I started on the 27th of December.
I know.
I had a fridge full of Christmas food to eat. So I was like, did I regret it? Yeah, I did. I spent day 5 in bed. But definitely, you know, getting that water up, reducing those like refined carbs and things like that it's just going to help. So you've got your prep. Then I would say you've got like your weight loss steps, like your fat loss steps. And that's important to say. This plan is designed to help you lose fat. And there's a big difference between just weight loss and fat loss. Weight loss could be anything. Could be water, could be muscle, like it could be anything. Fat loss will be included in it, of course, but we want to preserve as much of your lean muscle as possible, especially if you're a woman. And I know that like 95+% of our audience are women. So listen up, ladies, like lean muscle is so vital as we age. Like, and I don't mean in our 80s, I mean like your mid 30s to your 40s, that perimenopausal kind of going into that era of your life, that lean muscle on your body is absolutely key. And if we keep more of your lean muscle, you'll more effectively burn fat. So actually, it's in our interest to make sure that we do that. And that is why the products are devised as they're devised, because the proportion of your macros, your proteins, your carbs, your fats, they are all medically determined so that we can effectively burn fat and protect your lean muscle. A lot of, you know, there's a lot of things on the market that you can go to choose from, but a lot of them, perhaps you are going to not get the best results when it comes to fat loss and protection of that lean muscle that you want to protect. And that's the thing that we see a lot. We see people that, you know, do whatever, you know, is they think they want to do for their weight loss, but actually they end up with almost like atrophy with their muscles. Like their muscles have just depleted because they've not given their body the nourishment it needs. They've not given their body what it needs to help sustain itself. So yes, you get on the scale, you've lost weight, but you know, you can end up looking a bit gaunt. You can end up being weak, like genuinely like feeling a bit, weak, which we don't want. We want you to feel really strong and amazing. So you've then got your kind of stabilization steps. that, you know, again, any of us that have done this plan 15 times, perhaps we didn't even know about these bits. We thought it ended at weight loss. But we then have those stabilization steps, and then we have your weight management long term. And there is, you know, consultants are trained to be able to help you through each of those steps, which I know that me and Jem, because, you know, we do think very similarly, kind of approach each of those sections of your journey differently. There are different things that we're going to look at. There's different things in your lifestyle, your mindset that we're going to work with to help you through each of those steps, because we've been there. And that is the other thing. We are not just people that maybe have qualified in like this area and haven't got that personal experience. We are living, breathing examples of people that have followed this exact formula, this exact process. And here we are today. And you know, I think that's all the evidence you need that this plan is incredibly successful, is looking at the amount of people long term that have success with it. And, you know, VLCD plans, very low calorie diets, yes, they get mixed reviews like out there in the world. However, they are one of the most effective ways in which people can not only lose weight, but sustain it long term. So, Jem, we're going to look at the plan. Obviously, we've discussed the prep stage. We're not going to go into that in great detail because that's going to be, you know, get your water in, reduce your frying carbs, and then your own consultant from your initial consultation will talk you through any other advice for you personally. And that's the point, just to explain about getting started, because that can be a little bit daunting. I know I was really nervous whenever I reached out to Jem, but it is really simple. And I think this day and age has made it even better because you can, I don't want to say shop around because that makes us sound like objects, but with social media and with the One-to-One website, where they do have a find your consultant page, you can go on, put your postcode in, read through all the consultants and that are in your area if you'd like face-to-face or someone local. Or you can, you know, maybe you follow me, you follow Jem, and you think I really connect with them, I think they'd be a good fit for me. You can just reach out to one of us. And it's really laid back. Like, we're not here to make this daunting, because we've been in your shoes. Like, oh God, that I remember
that initial consultation is scary, isn't it? Because you don't know what to expect. If you don't know, if you've never done the plan before, and you know you've got to speak to someone about some private things, you're worried that you've got to open up. I think people think it's going to be like therapy or something.
And it isn't. It's literally just getting to know you. You know, we get some details from you, very standard, and then you book in a call with us. We'll have a video call. Like, you know, it's not, we're not in a big setup ready for a video call. Normally I'm just sat like drinking Starbucks. I'm
here.
And
I literally sit here. Do you sit there?
I sit here with me, my new
And it's just a chat, isn't it? Because I want to get to know my clients. You know, that's the purpose of that first video call, is to get to know them, get to know what they want to change, you know, why they want to change, what's brought them to this point, what they've done in the past, you know, what they hope for in the future. You know, that's always one of my questions, is what do you want to achieve, you know, coming to me and doing this plan? It doesn't have to be a weight. It's never really a weight. It's normally, you know, things like, I just want to be able to run around with my children, or I want to be able to, even things like just want to be able to wear the clothes that I want to wear and not just wear things that fit. And, you know, everyone's so different.
Yeah, everyone's got
different. That's what I love about it.
That is the best part of our job. Everyone is so different, but we've all got this issue that we're all working with together. And I think that, you know, you never have to be afraid of that conversation, because we completely understand it. So we approach that call in a way in which we understand the nerves and the anxieties, and we're just going to want to put you at ease, make you feel comfortable. There's no expectation of you sharing information you're not comfortable with. You know, it's a relationship that you build over time. And if you want to take that slowly, then we take that slowly. But that is the opportunity for you to ask all the questions, like grill us, like figure out how it's going to work for you. So then we look at the plan. And like I said, typically people will lose weight on the first 3 steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Now, for majority of people, we would recommend starting, even if just for a short period, on step 1, which is full meal replacements. And that's what I did when I lost my weight. It's what a lot of my clients start with, because it gives you that ability to turn the noise on your head off. So all of that food noise, all of that overwhelm about food, it just stops, which...
that's what everybody wants.
It's beautiful.
That's the goal.
It's so nice. And it means that you know, you don't have to think about it. Now, yes, the first couple of days, they may be a little bit rough. I would say, though, any diet you do, it's going to be a little bit rough for the first couple of days.
Oh, yeah. Big shock to the system, isn't it? If you're changing the way you eat.
But again, you have got that support all the way. I'm in the palm of your hands. If you're struggling, message me, voice note me, video message me, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, you've got your weekly check-in calls, which is a good opportunity for us to sit and chat. And the great thing about being virtual for us is that, and every consultant will be different, but for us, you can have your calls at different times every week. So if you know that one week you've got an event coming up that you're really worried about, book me in the day before. You know, like I've had clients that are really going through a tough time. Maybe they've got a lot of events back to back to back. I might book 2 calls in that week. We'll have one call then. We'll have one call then. You've got that support. It's here. You're all surrounded. So when we say that, you know, just the products is hard, yes, of course it is. Like, it's a big change to the system. You're kind of giving up probably one of your big coping mechanisms. It's going to be a lot of emotions to process.
Yeah.
But that is what the support is so important for. If you are struggling on those lower steps, look at what am I doing to actually make this an easier process for me to get through. Am I using the support? Am I using online? Am I listening to the podcast, watching Gem's, you know, videos? Am I following other people and making those connections online? Am I in the group chat? Am I being honest with my consultant? Like, typically having the products is the easy bit. But the bit that we don't do is the reaching out and having that support. And instead,
so many people struggle with that.
They
don't
do. But so we tell ourselves, I can't do it because of the product. Yeah, no, I can't just have products. The products are really difficult. Like, I'm really struggling with the products. It's like, okay, are we really struggling with having the products and having that kind of those guardrails and that discipline? Or are we struggling because you're struggling and you're not reaching out and getting any support for it? You're not actually using the plan. Like I said, the plan is threefold: the products, the people, the plan. If you're doing the products and the plan but not the people, you're not gonna you're not gonna get the results. You have to engage. And it doesn't mean you need to, like Gem said, go to therapy with us, because we're not therapists. But it's having that accountability, sending your consultant a little message at the end of the day to let them know how you've got on, you know, taking pics of what you're having and like I love that. Or, you know, if you're really brave, going on social media, set it to private, but have that little ability to be able to share and talk about. It's not just I'm going to have the products and I'm going to lose weight and it's going to be easy. So, Gem, do you want to talk to us? Because I obviously lost weight with 1B, which I loved, like I said, super easy, convenient, didn't have to think about food, could eat chocolate all day. And was getting every vitamin and mineral. We haven't mentioned this, but there's like 169 of your required vitamins and minerals in every product. Like, again, it's incredible. Like, know that. Like, for whenever people say it's not just safe.
A protein bar. It's not just a shake. It's a full meal replacement, nutritionally complete.
Yes. And again, this is when people sometimes, maybe if they're not being 100%, they will be, you know, oh, well, I just had this. It was the same calories. And it's like, okay, calories is one thing that, we look at. However, that has not got all of those vitamins and minerals you need. No. It's not balanced in a way that's going to be able to give you the full meal replacement that you need. It's just calories, and so that's not doing it properly.
It's normally empty calories as well that people like to swap it for, like, oh, I had a Kit Kat instead of the fruit and nut bar, and it's like
or even like having protein bars. It's like, okay, protein bars are great and they have got a place in people's you know, day to day. I love a protein bar, like, but a protein bar and a meal replacement product are two completely different products. And I think people don't see that always, and so they think they're the same.
And they only look at the lower steps as the calories. We were saying this earlier, weren't we? They look at, say, step 1B and think, well, you can't, having 800 calories a day isn't safe. But actually, you know, having 800 calories on your own and trying to have that with conventional food, you probably would be malnourished and you're probably not going to feel great. Having 4 meal replacements that equate to 800, but they're 100% of the vitamins and minerals that you need, will make you feel so different. And actually, it keeps you safe on plan. That's the whole point. You know, you feel so well on plan. I think that's normally the shock for a lot of people when they get to sort of that day 5, day 6, and you're coming out the withdrawal side, should we say, which isn't the best. when you come out of the other side, you know, you do feel energized. You start sleeping better. Your skin starts to glow and your hair feels nicer. And it's like all of these benefits that you could never imagine on 800 calories, but you wouldn't have that if you had 800 calories worth of just food. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I'm sure, so we have our head nutritionist, Mark Gilbert, is a fantastic guy. He is so knowledgeable and he's one of those people that when he talks, I'm just like,
you just want to listen, don't you?
Yeah. And he's done a couple of bits with different news outlets. So I'm going to, again, put some links to him below because very, very smart guy. And he's got a lovely American accent. So like go and check his stuff out.
I don't know if he's American, Rach.
Oh, is he Canadian?
Yeah, I think so.
Canadian accent. Sorry, Mark.
Sorry, Mark.
Very different. That's like pretty like a foreign person probably says that all the time.
Yeah.
They're the same. And he's like, no, they're
similar.
Actually,
yeah, very
different. More of a Canadian accent. I get what you mean. But anyway, Canadian.
Beautiful accent.
Lovely voice. Very smart man. And he has talked a lot about, you know, the plan and, you know, the science and the medical backing and all of that. So I'm going to put those down below. But I remember him in one of the conversations that he had with us talking about if you were to try and get all of the vitamins, minerals, nutrients and everything that you get from 4 products from conventional food on another very well-known plan that I'm sure many of us have done, you would be needing to have like thousands and thousands of calories just to match the nutritional. So not anything else, just to match what the products give you nutritionally. You're talking like, I think it was like 5,000 plus calories. But don't quote me. I remember it being like that. It's insane. But from another very well-known plan.
No, but I get that,
which is so true. And what so many people don't know is that as a nation, over 60% of the nation are overweight or obese, which is very easy to see because, you know, so many of us struggle, right? But then if you also look at the fact that so many people in the UK are undernourished, you know, we consume so much. There's so much overconsumption of food. Yet there are so many people that are deficient in so many key vitamins and minerals.
Yeah.
Because our diets and the foods that we typically go for are really lacking in the vitamins and minerals that we need. Yeah. So I think that it's important to see that and understand that, yes, we can put you in a very low calorie diet. We can give you 800 calories a day. But we can make sure that it's like a powerhouse 800 calories a day. Yeah. It is like super serum that we're going to give you every day. And the amazing late Michael Mosley, Dr. Michael Mosley, it's still such a tragic thing. He was such an incredible man and he brought so much to the public in the way of like food sciences and about bodies and weight loss. He has got so many great documentaries and series basically looking at the VLCD model when it comes to weight loss. And again, he applies it in a slightly different way. He had his own kind of plan and products that he brought out. But again, it is highlighting that this style works. And obviously the difference between our plan and is it the fast 800s, Michael Mosley, isn't it? Again, it comes down to that key element which we know to be the support. And if you watch a lot of the series, the contestants, I don't know what you call them, they're not contestants, not winning anything, but the people participating have a lot of support through the process. And I think watching that, you get a real understanding of why the two things need to come together in 100%. Order for that success to happen. So you can check him out. I'll see if I can find some links to the channel. I think he's done a couple of Channel 4 documentaries, because again, if you can understand why this works, right, and push out Sandra and Deirdre telling you it's not safe and it's bad and blah, 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 blah. And then also look at yourself honestly and be like, have I been following this plan as it is meant to be followed? Or have I like panicked, started the plan, thought I'll just have the product, I don't need anything else, and then wondering why we keep falling off and not getting those results that we want. Yeah. I think it's really important to do that little educational
It's so important. I think I feel like I looked at the plan quite scientifically when I joined. I was like, you know, this has been researched. I want to do exactly what this book tells me to do, because it's saying that I could lose up to 1 stone a month, and I don't want to mess around. I want to get the benefits. I want to know I'm going to get the most out of it. I'm going to get the biggest weight loss that I can possibly get because I know I've been 100%. That was always in my mind. And I knew that days 3 to 4 were going to be tough. So I had to push through them because otherwise I'd never know. If I come off, if that day 3 is make or break, isn't it, for a lot of people? If I came off then, I felt like I'd be going back to day 1 to try and get through that stage again. So I don't know. It's just subconsciously. I always had the scientific side of it in my mind that I knew it was going to work. And my God, when I woke up on day 5, I was just like this is what people talk about, this buzz that you get and this incredible feeling. And then obviously you see the weight loss, and I knew every week that was the most my body was going to lose because I knew hand on heart that I'd done it 100% how it was supposed to be done, including the water, as well as the products. And it did work. And I was just, I was hooked from that moment on.
Honestly, I think that it's really, really important that you do. And maybe you've done this plan a million times before. I challenge you this week, look into it and look at yourself and be like, am I doing this as I need to do it? Lots of us now, the summer holidays feel like a bit of a memory. I feel like routines are coming back into place. I feel like people are getting motivated. I've mentioned a couple of times to my clients now, look, you have got the same amount of time between now and January as you have between January and March. Why are we putting off? Why is suddenly January, which is a miserable month, are we thinking that's when I'm going to feel really motivated to lose weight? No. Forget New Year's goals. We're doing year-end goals. What do you want to achieve in these next few months? Yes, we've got Christmas coming up, but Lord alive, it's coming up in a long time, and you'll have loads of episodes about how we're going to get you through that. You don't need to worry about that now. All you need to think about is, I've got this time. Let me really challenge myself now. Let me really put 100% into this. Just see how far can I go if I give 100%. Cut the excuses, cut the bargaining in your head, cut all the rubbish, and instead give it everything you've got, even if it's just this week. Give it this week, see what happens, see how you feel come the end of it. Because when you see how good you feel, when you've applied everything, you're doing the plan as it's meant to be, you're having the accountability and using that support, you're doing everything. Come back to us in 7 days and tell us how you feel, because I promise you, if you do it 100%, you are going to be like, forget this, amazing. Nothing is worth actually stopping this for now. Suddenly, when you're able to do that, the meals out, the this, the that, it's very easy for you to... It all
changes. Yeah. If you can do 1 week, you can do 10, can't you?
Exactly. And especially when you feel that good, when you've given it everything, like you say, you've followed all of everything that we're telling you to do, and we've not messed about, we've not tried to do it. Just do it as it's meant to be done.
Just do it. It's very simple when you follow it correctly as well.
Yeah. See how I do plan 100%? Very cutesy, very demure, very mindful. I'm such a millennial.
Oh, that's funny.
Do it this week, guys. Now, obviously, there are lots more steps, but I think that this has closed off this episode quite nice. We're going to make this a little series. So we will do a couple of different episodes. We will do the next episode looking at losing weight on step 2 and step 3. And then we will look at stabilization on long-term maintenance in a future episode as well. I'm going to put loads and loads of resources in the show notes. Please go and have a look at them. Message us if this has inspired you to be like, do you know what, actually you're right, I just need to get on and get it done. If me or Jem feel like your kind of girls, drop us a message and we can get you started. Like I said though, I will put the One-to-One Diet website down below where you can go and find a consultant that's local to you if you do want that local support. But there are so many options now, so make sure that you kind of take those steps. Stop putting it off. There is no reason to put it off. Why have one more day where you feel that your weight is holding you back when you could take a day and feel a million times better? Honestly, a few days you will feel it's such a short period, better.
Isn't it? Yeah, definitely.
And do you know what? I always thought this when I was on plan. And the beginning, I remember telling myself, you have gone through way too many horrible hangover days and then still gone out and drank. And it's been worth it. You've told yourself it's worth it to feel this rubbish because I had a really good night. It can feel rubbish for a couple of days so that you can feel really good after, you know? You can get through difficult things if in your mind it's worth it.
Yeah, I love that. That's so true. And when I first did the plan, it was the 1st of January and I was hungover. And I thought, do you know what? I feel rough anyway. I'm going to do it. By day 3, I thought, I felt this before. You know, you feel tired, you feel sicky and you feel like a bit headachy. You get through it. It's not going to harm you. Do you know what I mean? You just go to bed early, get through it, stay strong. And the benefits of what you feel afterwards are so worth it. I just wish more people could get to that point without sort of breaking beforehand.
But honestly, the key, I think, is you get to that point because you have been engaged, you've stayed accountable, and you know, we always say, I can hit you with a stick constantly, I can be messaging you constantly. It's not going to make a difference. You have to be in control of that. You have to be reaching out, and you, like me and Jen both, you're messaging me, I am there. Like all the time, but there has to be that element of self-driven momentum to get you where you want to be and engaging with us. And if you engage with us and you do what we say and you do what Dr. Howard told us all to do, you will feel amazing. Magic happens. Yeah, that's when the magic happens. You will feel amazing and you will get incredible results. So again, thank you so much for joining us on our back to school series, taking it back to basics with the plan. And I hope this has really helped give you some knowledge and some confidence in a plan that we are both so passionate about. Make sure to give us a follow. Turn on the notifications on YouTube or Spotify. It will enable you to see whenever a new episode is released so that you can catch up on the next parts of this series, which will be coming out over the next couple of weeks. And of course, mine and Gemma's social handles will be in the show notes as well, so you can contact us if you want to get started on plan and make the most of the next couple of months. But until next week, it is goodbye from me.
And bye from me.
And we will see you all again really soon.